After 9 books of this crap, you'd think we'd stop being shocked by what we get out of this series.
But we always come out of the Fever series the same way. What did we just read?
The last book ended on a giant cliffhanger. Mac was about to be operated on by the sweeper, and the Shisar-Doob had finally gained control of Mac's body, the thing that we've been waiting for since book 1.
Which is why it's so strange to say that Feversong started off so slow. Danny manages to run away and tell their allies what happened so they can minimize the damage. We get a whole bunch of character perspectives that aren't Mac, and generally, nothing happens.
The book is the star of the first half of the book, though. Its batshit crazy perspective is actually a breath of fresh air with its impulsiveness, overconfidence, and complete lack of humanity.
It turns out we were never in danger of this thing taking over the world. The Shisar-Doob is its own worst enemy.
Every time it tries to achieve its goals, it does something stupid and shoots itself in the foot. Almost a comical effect, actually. Spouting lines that make you just want to roll your eyes about how stupid they are, and then you picture them being said by the ultimate warrior.
It doesn't escape me that vile becomes evil, becomes live. More proof that my supremacy was destined.
But of course, Mac is in her body, and she has to fight with the Shisar-Doob for control. Considering how long we've been waiting for this moment, it is way too easily defeated.
What did we spend the last 8 books worrying about? Honestly.
And how Mac manages to defeat the book? Let me show you with the exact movie scene it was ripped from. Take it away, David Bowie and Sarah Connolly.
You have no power over me.
So about 20% of the way through Feversong, the Shisar-Doob is defeated. So, what do we do now? Well, now comes the 400 pages of the Dream Team trying to repair the black holes that were made by the Hoarfrost King.
Did we mention how boring them trying to close the black holes was? No. It was boring as fucking hell.
It's filled with a lot of backstory drama, back and forth, will they, won't they, between Danny, Riordan, and Dancer, theorizing about what will close the portals, and not a whole lot else.
We get insights into things that we needed no further insight into, like Mac and Baron's relationship.
We get it. They like to fuck. That's how they solve their debates. That's how they have conversations. That's how they comfort one another in times of grief. They like to fuck.
Which is why it's so strange when all of a sudden Mac is like, I just pushed Barons away and have been independently carrying my burdens and shutting him out. Wait, what? Lady, you bang? You growl at each other, and then you go your separate ways. Then of course there's all the stuff that got left out, because apparently we can suffer through 400 pages of boring, but an extra 50 pages of actually tying off loose ends would have been too much.
Remember that goddamn adorable Joe-Lore relationship that was building in the last 2 books? That was violently put to death in the first 50 pages of Feversong, and then no one really reacts to it until the last 15% of the book.
Seriously. With what happened to them, and I won't be specific because of spoilers, but with what happened to them, I expected a lot more a lot sooner.
And then there's Kat. Remember how she was locked in the basement with Cassio training? Well, she gets out of the basement and then her boyfriend becomes one of the Unseelie Princes in one offhand paragraph.
Oh, you wanted to know why she had to go into the basement in the first place, or how she feels on an emotional level? Please. We don't have time for that shit.
Or you remember that big epic cliffhanger with the sweeper and how it's a giant menace and its magic can even fuck with the 9? Yeah, well, that doesn't even make an appearance.
So yeah, there are a lot of important plot threads that are just summed up in a paragraph for no good reason.
And then there are those scenes that feel like they're ripped directly out of movies, like the labyrinth scene we mentioned earlier, but then there's also a Mac Cruise scene that was basically ripped straight out of the Matrix.
I'll give you what you want, but you have to give me something.
What?
A kiss.
The movie scene rips, coupled with incessant pop references to things that did not exist before the wall fell, just make you want to roll your eyes. It just makes you feel like Karen Marie Moning is the cool aunt trying to convince her nieces and nephews that she's still hip and with it.
References to Deadpool and Game of Thrones and whatever else is getting all the hype lately. Please, can we just focus on the fairies? Feversong is not going to end up being your favorite book in the Fever series. It feels a little rushed.
Some things that we've been complaining about in Feversong are problems and quirks that have been present in the other books in the series. But somehow in Feversong, there are a lot more grading.
Feversong is the end of the She Sardu arc, but Karen Marie Moning has been contracted to write 2 more books. So it's not an end.
Maybe some of our grievances will be dealt with in the next book. Who knows? Maybe Lore will work out his feelings and we'll find out what the fuck is up with Kat, Castillo, and Sean. And maybe we'll actually get to deal with the sweeper.
Or maybe none of that will happen and we'll be stuck with this dissatisfying ending. There is so much that we can't talk about because of spoilers, so hop on over to our spoilers review where we can go into more specifics on just exactly what went down or didn't go down and who banged who and obviously how the book ended.
We'll see what the future brings with the rest of the Fever series.
But to close out this review, and just for fun, here are some of the quotes that made us go, ah!
No, that's not quite it. I'm drifting in space, blind, with no radio. He said, holy psychotic PCs, Robin. We have a murderous MacBook on the loose. Fucking me would make her more like me. Fucking him would make her more like him. Holy hell, I look like the Khaleesi. Then Baron Steel was inside my velvet glove, and I thought no more.